I am out at Texas Motor Speedway for the entire week, and I want to start a new for fun project. And now I'm like, should I swatch? I don't really want to, but I've been wanting to make 2 of Juan's Autumn Lake pullover, and I have this Lion brand jeans, cotton, and I'm thinking I just want to grab the suggested needles and go with it. Live on the edge.
Good morning. I look very different, and I'm at Texas Motor Speedway. Like I said, I didn't really give a whole lot of info, but I already got pretty far on this sweater. Look, I'm gonna get caught talking on my phone. I don't know how I could post these videos online for the world to see, but when I get caught videoing myself, I'm always like, yes, I'm that person. YouTuber life. Anyway, so I have like a lot of, and now these kids are coming here. Dadgummit. It's busy this morning. We're gonna get through this, don't you worry. I really didn't prepare myself with stitch markers, but I keep a few stitch markers on my Namaste backpack. There's a couple emergency ones on there already, and then I keep a couple other like basically progress keepers on it. And fortunately, since I'm using like a smaller needle size on here, the lobster clasp still fits on there. So like to make the Raglan shaping, you kind of need quite a few stitch markers, so I have just the right amount. But I am not marking the beginning of round now that I'm actually going in the round. I was at first really confused when we started too, because it was like it starts flat and then you start going in the round to make the little doot doot detail up front, which is like one of my favorite parts, so worth it. And then I think you come back in the end and add like the collar part. I definitely did not swatch, and it does seem like a loose gauge, but if I get a looser sweater, it's fine. Really, it's fine. But I hope that I don't have to play any yarn chicken. So far, so good. Later, when I get closer to my sweater, I will show you. But I have been wanting to make this thing for a lifetime. My friend Lo has made like countless amounts of them, and every single one I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. Like, she's made so many that she can easily make different modifications that she just absolutely loves. And I'm not even there yet because I don't even know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm out taking the pugs potty, and then I'll be going back in and I'll be working on it again, and I'll show you more of it, especially after I brush my teeth, have breakfast and coffee, and get properly dressed and a face on. You know, some SPF for this fierce sun. Okay, you can witness my hodgepodge of stitch markers, and I have gotten the whole little cake done, and I'm on to this little big cake. And isn't it interesting to see like the way that I stitch? So this part is the flat stitching, and this is in the round. It'll even itself out whenever I block it, but I'm sure it'll still be visible. I mean, I'm a loose knitter, but I guess I just don't have, I gotta figure out my pearls still. There's always room for learning, right? So these are like from the Namaste backpack. These ones are ones I always have clipped on there because I just love the bedazzle. This one is from Mark It on Instagram, and she was like a fiber share partner or something like that I had, and this was in there, and it's one of my favorite stitch markers because it looks like a real peppermint. This came off the Namaste backpack, so I decided to use this as my beginning of round because I really needed that. This is obviously off the Namaste backpack, and this is just
from Stitch Mark or Swap, and it brings me joy because it's a smiley face. I am feeling like a mad magician making this. I've never done a raglan in this way. It's such a cool make. You have to make this. But these are like twist stitches. Excuse that. These are twist stitches and it's magical. This is a free pattern, but I will say it just goes from like 40-inch bust to like 56 or something like that. It's not very broad, but you have to do it. Everybody needs this.
Hello. I should have done this before I took my hair out. I had a pony. I had washed my hair and then had my hair up in a very high, messy bun thing for a couple days, and I did not shower yesterday. We got home totally exhausted and just needed to catch up on sleep. And then the day before, I also didn't give you an update. It's just, yeah. So now I'm going to give you an update on how things are going. I'm ready to separate for sleeves. This is so fun. I don't know how many ways I can say how fun this is. There's just different, this is a different way to do the raglan stuff. And in reading the pattern, she also doesn't continue like in a round. Like usually if I do top down, it'll be like, you like put the sleeve sections on scrap yarn or whatever on hold. And then, you continue working in the body in the round, but she's doing it differently. It's where like you put each of the sleeve sections also on hold, and then you work the front and then you work the back, and then you'll end up seaming up the sides. And yeah, so you'll have like a little split hem on the bottom, which I love. But I mean, realistically, I probably could continue to work in the round for the body if I wanted to, because I've been knitting in a while and I probably could figure it out. But I want to stick to the pattern. I like the support that seaming can give you. And this, with this being like this cotton yarn, I imagine it could fall. So I'm good with it. I'm going to stick to the way that Alexi designed it because she's the genius. She's the brains behind it. But let me show you what I have. This is it. I will never get over this thingy. Boop, boop. See, when looking at it, I almost thought that it was like a surface type stitch that added after. Oh my gosh. I mean, like I've done the twist stitches before in something I really don't remember, but this was a nice refresher. And look at those raglan increases. Yes, I did switch to different stitch markers last night because these are a little bit lighter weight. And I still like to keep like a hodgepodge. I have like a heck of a collection and I just pull them out. And I like the smoothness of these. These are from my friend Cosmic Crochet Creations, Nikisi. And then these are from my friend Divya from String Theory. And these are from a stitch marker swap. And then this is also, I think, from a stitch marker swap. So I'm using this as my beginning around. But now that I've done this section, I get to move my beginning around and split everything. So yay, look at that front. This is the front. And the neckline looks very big, but we'll be adding to it later. So no fret here. And what's crazy is because it says I can continue to a certain length here, but the stitches got me to that exact length. And y'all know I did not swatch, so I don't even know if that's the way it's supposed to be, but it's fine. I still can see like the difference here from working flat and then in the round, and now I'm gonna be going back to working flat. So it's almost like I'm gonna have like this bandeau bust section of my in the round stitches. It's fine. I think it will look really cool. Right now it looks like it's gonna be pretty loose fitting. I'm making the small medium size
She joined those together, and then there's the medium large, and the next one is large, extra large. I don't know. I don't remember, but there's only like 3 sizes. So, that's that. When I get split and started like working on a appropriate amount to show y'all my progress, I will be back. I mean, I could show y'all the split, but I'm sure it's not. I'll show you when I get some progress. I have got the front panel done. The gauge is still bothering me flat. I also wanted to state that she does have you cast on extra stitches here, and like when you come back around for here. And the technique I use is called the backwards cast on. She doesn't give like an exact suggestion on what kind of cast on to do, like to add stitches when you already have stuff on here. But that's the one I'm familiar with, so that's the one I went with. So if you want to try that out, look up the backward cast on. I wish all of it could be in the same tension as this, as my in the round, but look, I don't know if it's my purl sections. I tried a different technique where I double wrapped my, like, not working yarn, my, like, the yarn that I'm holding on to, because I knit continental. And even then still, I don't get the same kind of lines. Excuse that, that's like connecting all the new yarns, but the same kind of close lines as I do in the round. Like, see all that gappiness? It's just obviously not the best tension. And I feel that way about my ribbing when it's not in the best gauge either. This was a tubular bind off. I dropped stitches in between, so some of that is not perfect, but who will know? Who will know? Only me. I feel like at this point, this is supposed to be a fun knit, so it wasn't anything I was going to redo. But I'm glad that we have this nice drape, and I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good for not gauging and stuff. Now I gotta do that back panel, and then I'll seam the sides and work on the sleeves, I believe. But it does feel super comfortable. I can't stop petting myself. This Lion Brand jeans cotton, it's like the Lion Brand collection, where you can't get it at the store or anything. You have to specially order that from Lion Brand. It's legit. I already knew I loved the yarn before, but I definitely love it now. So I am glad about my progress. This is like a super fun knit. I do love it. I think I will end up wearing this quite a bit. It seems comfortable. I can't wait to add the neckline to it. And technically tomorrow is fall. The cool weather has already hit here in Texas, so, which is crazy to think. So I will have this done just in time, and I think I'm gonna take this with me to Rhinebeck. It'll be a good one to wear, and maybe I'll meet Alexi of Two of Wands and get, like, how cool. I think she is gonna be there, because I saw her write something today how she's gonna be wearing her little poncho thing, and I did think about maybe I should bring that because that's one of my favorites. But that one takes up a lot of space, and I'm trying to be really mindful of how I pack. So, yeah, okay, I'm gonna start on the back panel now. I have officially bound off the back. We're matchy-matchy here. Is that cute or what? I could go on to the sleeves, because I guess the sleeves are done just like these panels. So everything's just going to be a bunch of flaps here. But I really want to see the neckline, so I think I'm going to do the neckline before I jump to the sleeves. Yeah, I'm into it. Now that, like, the front one has had time to, like, settle a little bit, I don't know.
No, when I'm looking at it, I still think it looks messy, right? So you can just see the line of how different it is when I work flat. But this is flat up here too, and then this is where it gets in the round. So if I were to make this over, I probably would just go ahead with a traditional raglan top down normally, where it's like, I would probably stick to the same way as this, and then join here in the middle the same way. So this part would be the worked flat part, but I would do the body worked in the round, and then I would do the sleeves worked in the round. And if I get a little sag over time with wear, it is what it is. I think that that's what I would do, just because I like knitting in the round better. But I'm gonna wear the crap out of this still. I'm still gonna be very happy with this. I made the strings for the tubular bind off like really long. When I get to the sleeves, I'll go ahead and show y'all like what I've been trying to do with doubling up like the tension on my finger to get like a better purl tension, but it's just not helping. I'll show you what I mean by that. I mean, I don't even know if that extra effort means anything. Oh well, I'll be back when I have a neckline. I'm only showing like the worst angles of this, but look, real life, this is how I'm making it. So, how about that collar? How about that? Wow. I feel like it is a bit wider still, but look, yet again, I'm gonna say I did not gauge, so I get what I get, and I just don't complain about it, because that's what I chose to do. And I think it's coming out pretty freaking good. There is probably all kinds of background noise for this video update, but I keep meaning to tell y'all, and I have not done it since I finished like the first sleeve. And like seriously, this is the part where I'm like, oh, I could use like a proper gauge. Because the sleeve part, like, it's really long and also gappy. I also decided to go against the design, and I did like Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast off or bind off, which I also did for the collar here to to kind of get a loose bind off. And maybe I shouldn't have done, maybe I should have done a regular one, and it could be more cinched in. Same with this, but I want to do a double, like a rolled hem here again on the sleeve. She has it set as tubular bind off, but it's very long. So if I do the double here, like maybe it'll be like that. And we'll have like real good movement here. But I've got it down to this, and we'll also see if the sleeves even match, because you know I ain't got no stitch markers in there. I'm just kind of counting and going with the flow. Hopefully I don't mess it up on this side, and hopefully I didn't mess it up on that side. So we're going with it on here. But y'all, now I'm playing yarn chicken because this is all I got. That's another reason why I said gauge can be important. So all of that can be like stressful. It's fun to like get into the project, but it still can be stressful. And I still haven't shown y'all like how I do the purl thing that I was talking about, like wrapping. But my nails are so ugly, so I don't really want to show a close up. But I'll go ahead and do it. But please don't comment or judge on my nails are ugly. I know this, okay? That's why I never use regular polish. You're not here for any beauty tips, but I'm just saying. Okay, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, we're doubling up on the professionalism here in that I am holding this phone in between my knees. So, and you get like the racing wristbands from the weekend. So I double this like that. This first purl is always like the weirdest one to do, right? But I thought, since we're gonna go real weird here, I'll just show it all to you. I don't even know if I'm in frame. Is that in frame? It's hard, okay? So I poke it like this. This is the most awkward position to be purling at. Maybe I can turn it a little bit. Okay. Double. So this is how I'm trying to like give myself a little bit better tension, but I don't think it's even helping. But I do love continental knitting. So I still like put it through like this on my hand too, and then so I have the tension controlled everywhere. I don't understand why I can't get my knits and my purls to be better in sync, so I don't have like these little gappy lines like this. This is not appropriate tension. This is what I work with, but it's not appropriate. Maybe I've trained you now to see, based off my mistakes, that gauging is worth the time. Lesson learned here, not really, for me. This gal has been sitting in the corner for quite some time now. I lost a yarn chicken. I'm not a fan of the tension. So I think that I'm gonna be frogging. I think I've decided that. I think that I want my sleeves to be appropriate and not long and then worry about cinching them here because I don't have enough yarn. I've got to get the yarn back. So I think that I am not going to be seaming and sticking to the pattern. I think I'm going to frog all the way up and to the separation. And I think that I'm just going to be knitting in the round so that I can get the same tension as this. And then I won't have to worry about switching needles as well either. Look at that. It's going to be official because I dropped stitches and I just pulled the needles out. It's happening. I mean, otherwise, let me bind off and say, hey, this is it. It's a poncho. It's an Autumn League poncho. Maybe y'all should go tell Lexi that's what she needs to design. Not bad, not bad. No, I'm gonna frog it and I'm gonna do it in the round and it's gonna go so much faster and I'm gonna wear it and it'll be fine. Like, it doesn't mean that it'll live for forever because it won't have the structure of the seaming, but it means it will be done and I will love it and I will wear it. Y'all, the tubular bind off freaking blows my mind every time. I have a little bit of a boo-boo because I did accidentally slip my hand and I dropped a few stitches and I had to like magically pick some back up. I don't know if I dropped one. Like, I know it was looped through, but I don't know what really was the last one. But everything looks fine, so I'm going with it. This is probably going to be... It's just a different kind of Autumn League pullover, not like the same like hers. Like, I'm not having the very tight collar. It's my first one though, so, and it's a little, I made it a little bit shorter, but I am much happier about it in the round. And I kind of like this shorter version. I think that it'll probably hang a little bit lower after I like wash it and those stitches like blend in. But I'm about to start on the sleeves, y'all. This is definitely like a wider collar than the others, and I still love that I have this, so I didn't want to change that, and I didn't want to start all the way over on this part. And I felt like I made the ribbing a little bit less here. So I shouldn't have any issues as far as yarn chicken goes. No more. So let's get these sleeves going, and it won't be long before I finish this thing now for the second time. Y'all, I'm loving it so much better. Look at that sleeve. I'm using my yarn movement bag. It's so freaking cute. And it keeps my yarn ball like safe in there. Like it doesn't roll around everywhere. Like from when I frogged it, I balled it up. So I'm thinking this is the size I'm gonna do. I only did like since the last increase or decrease 1 2 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. Yeah, so I did like the full thing. It says to do, I think, one more decrease row, so I'll probably do that one more decrease row because I definitely could use to do that. I'm a stitch off, but it's fine. I don't think a stitch is going to make a difference even on doing this other sleeve. So I love it so much. Then so I'm going to do one decrease and then I can do the ribbing, and I think it'll be a great size there, right? I love it. I feel like when I wash it, maybe it'll be a little bit more, and having one more sleeve, like with some wear, like those stitches will even out and then lengthen a little bit, and then it'll be perfect. I feel like I want a little bit more length, but I can't complain. I like it a lot better. I do think that that length is actually really good. It's not so bulky. I'm not going to sit on it or anything. Sorry, I keep cutting my head off, but I'm just looking at it closer and I'm excited about the second sleeve. I love it so much better. So much better. I'm so glad I redid it. She is complete, no ends. I washed her. I think she shrunk a little bit because I machine washed and dried her. Don't mind some of my Russian joints, but you know what? Handmade. It's not supposed to look machine made. Like, I am proud that I made this. I love it so much. It's probably the coziest thing that I've ever made. Highly recommend. Also, if you're gonna do it and you want to have a real good blast, do it in the round. So I think I'm gonna try doing some pictures. Look at that wind. Dang, I wish I had that wind when I took the picture. Oh.